What's up, guys? Iceman here. So, what I'm about to go over is a shark attack story that happened some years back, and to my understanding, it was quite deadly. So, before I get into the story, I'd like to first off thank you guys for all your support. And this is my second YouTube channel, Haunting Tales with the Iceman. So, if you will, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so you're notified next time I post a video, and give me a like, if you will. So let's get into the story. 40 years ago, 5 crew members were stranded in the middle of the ocean after their boat capsized. The incident, known as the Trashman shipwreck, has been the subject of several documentaries and films. In 2019, this story was told in the Discovery Channel movie Subversion, detailing the terrifying ordeal. In October of 1982, a yacht named Trashman sailed down the east coast of Florida. On board the boat were veteran sailors Brad Kavanaugh and Deborah Kiley, Captain John Ripos, girlfriend Meg Mooney, and Kavanaugh's friend Mark Adams. Despite the crew's considerable sailing experience, nothing could have prepared them for a tropical storm that appeared out of nowhere just days into the voyage. When the storm hit the shores of Cape Fear, the boat was making difficult progress off the coast of North Carolina. It was in bad condition. Its engines periodically failed, and its sails were damaged by the wind. As the storm raged, the Trashman began to sink and eventually capsized. The crew alerted the Coast Guard to rescue them. The 5 people on the yacht had to abandon ship and balance on a small life raft drifting in the middle of the sea with no food or water. But that was not the end of it. North Carolina is home to a wealth of marine life, including one of her species, the largest and most aggressive shark, the tiger shark. It didn't take long for 3 tiger sharks to circle the group. The tiger shark is one of the big 3 shark species, along with the bull and great white, and is responsible for the most shark attacks on humans in all recorded history. The 5-man crew spent 4 hours in the water, holding on to the overturned side ropes to keep the life raft from being blown away. After flipping the raft back over, the group had nowhere to go, and many were bleeding from injuries of the wreck, which may have alerted sharks a quarter-mile away to their presence. One of the great tiger sharks slammed its head into the raft and swam under it, and began to lift it up and down. Kavanaugh and Kiley attempted to use plywood attached to wires as anchors in hopes of helping to stabilize the stricken raft. But when they threw them into the water, one of the sharks grabbed it and started dragging the boat away at full speed. The shark eventually left them alone, but returned 3 days later. By this time, the crew was severely dehydrated and deranged. Convinced he could see land that didn't exist, Ripos jumped into the water. There was a moment of silence before a terrifying sound pierced the air. Suddenly, all you hear is this high-pitched scream, Kiley said. I shouldn't be alive. I never cried. There was no doubt what attacked him. A shark caught him. Adams was the next to go completely insane. In a state of delusion, he said he was going to buy cigarettes for the rest of the crew. Kiley and Kavanaugh tried to stop him, but before they knew it, he dove into the water. A shark began eating Adams under the raft. It was the scariest moment of my life, Kiley said. Kiley and Kavanaugh were weak, but Mooney's condition worsened. She began speaking erratically and trembling violently, her wounds festering, and she began to suffer from hallucinations. The next morning, Kiley and Kavanaugh woke up to find her dead. Violent hunger gripped the 2 survivors, so Kavanaugh had the idea of eating Mooney, but they knew it would be counterintuitive as she was very ill when she died. So they gave her a makeshift burial and dumped her body into the sea. We decided to go back to sleep so we wouldn't have to watch or hear the sharks rip the body apart. 5 days after the ordeal, Kavanaugh and Kylie were rescued by a cargo ship from Russia. Jeez, could you imagine being in that situation? How terrifying it would be to be stranded out in the ocean, not knowing when you'd be rescued. I feel like it'd be so tempting just to start drinking the water as you begin to die from dehydration. And the horror and how scary it is that after days being out in the sun like that with no food or water, you begin to hallucinate. Could you imagine seeing your crewmates die only a couple feet away from you? And even getting to the point of wondering if you should eat that dead carcass next to you because you're so damn hungry? What a horrifying incident this was. And it's interesting how the tiger shark even pulled their raft around a little bit and then returned several days later. It's as if the sharks premeditated this attack, even for days on end. But thank God they were rescued eventually. But I don't know, man. It really just kind of makes me want to stay away from the ocean. I remember about 10 years back, I swam in the ocean some off the coast of California, and I couldn't help but wonder how close the closest shark was to me. Even though I know these attacks are very rare, but the thing is, they do happen, and when they happen to someone. And I sure as hell didn't want to be one of those statistics. Let me know in the comments if you guys have heard about this situation. And does anything on Earth terrify you more than a shark attack? Part of what bothers me about them is how helpless you are on the surface of the water. You really can't see them until they're touching you, practically. Many times, people don't even see them until they're being attacked. So it seems to be unlike many other creatures in general. With a bear, or a tiger, or a lion, at least you can often see them coming at you. And sharks, they'll pull you under into suffocation. And that's just another thing that freaks me out, is how we can't really survive under there. But I don't know, this has several levels of terrifying in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts on these matters in the comments below. Subscribe to this page, like the video, and stay tuned for more haunting tales from the Iceman.